Told me, you better start throwing these packs, meaning start hustling, because you'll never throw another football and people like laugh. Now, look what I'm doing. We had a practice where all of the professors got to come, and our players was fighting the whole practice. So we started crabbing. I ain't got time to BS or tell you BS lies and stuff like that. I'm just going to tell you what it is. If you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. Hey, it says right here, if it's 4th and such, you should punt. No shit, Sherlock. Took half the money and came here with a leap of faith.
Today I'm at Syracuse interviewing Syracuse head coach Fran Brown. This is the Next Up podcast. I'm Adam Breneman. Fran Brown is one of the best young head coaches in the game. His story is a kid from Camden, New Jersey, whose career is defined by being relentless in the pursuit of excellence and leading young men. You guys are going to love this conversation with Fran Brown, talking about him leading this program, the ups and downs of his career, and now leading Syracuse last year as year 1 to a 10-win season in the ACC. Let's go talk to Fran Brown. Coach Brown, appreciate you doing this. Excited to have you on it. It's been fun to follow your career and the success you had here last season. So appreciate you having us out.
Thanks for having me. It means a lot to be on the show.
Yeah, I want to start with day 1 on the job here. Your first time head coach, you get here. What's going through your mind when you're day 1 at Syracuse and all the things that you have in front of you to take care of?
Day 1, the first thing I did was academics. So I wanted to just see where the kids were at academically, because I think that when you go and find out where everyone is academically and how they deal with the academic advisors, with the head of the academic department, you can find a lot out about the character, right? Because all the coaches was telling me stuff over the phone and different things about who each kid was. I called and I got a Zoom with that was the current staff at the time, and we went through every player, and they told me their opinion, but I just felt as though, let me find out who they really are, right? When you kind of got to academically, and then I met with Tommy Powell and his staff, and we went through every kid, and that was it was eye-opening, you needed a culture shift, and that was eye-opening. So that was big for me, and then it was excitement for my wife and kids, right? For them to fly us up here on a private plane, and just for them being with me and standing behind me and helping push me through wins and losses, just through adversity. And so I was just happy that they got to experience that moment, because I think that my wife and kids deserved it more than anyone. So I was really happy about that.
It's interesting to me that the first thing you talk about is academics, especially in today's world, where when you get that job, you got the portal, you got to recruit your own roster, you're trying to hire staff, but your focus was academics on day 1.
You're just trying to find the character, right, and the culture of the football team, just to know that and see, because in football, like the games, it's a couple plays that can make the difference in a season, right? But when I could find out the character and who they are when the cameras aren't on, right? When everyone's not looking, when you can really go and try to find that out from the people who they think no one will ever go and speak to, but they do. So giving them, letting me know who the kids were, that helped me a lot. Then I got my own meetings with everybody, so that was cool. I mean, recruiting's recruiting. Like, I'm gonna do that. Like, that's what I do. I love to compete at recruiting. We'll recruit at a high level all the time. That's just that's why I became the head coach, because I was good at recruiting. So like that area I already knew that would take care of itself because of my DNA, right? But it was, I'm trying to build a team, and when you're trying to build a team, the first thing you build a team with is the culture, right? And so that was my mindset, to find out the culture and to find out how much I needed to change the culture.
How'd you go about building a staff? I know you made some big hires right away. You hired Elijah Robinson, who we were talking about earlier, but how are you going about on day 1 putting that staff together? You don't got much time. You got to do that. You got to put that staff together pretty quickly.
The first thing I wanted to do was I knew I had to have my guy Aaron Manici with me, and then Elijah Robinson, right? And getting those two would give me the understanding and the comfort of knowing I'm always get the honest opinion from 2 people that I work with, that I love, that I know care about me outside of ball, that I know truly care about my kids. Everybody tries to talk this, hey, we family, we work together. And it's like, all right, stop all the bull crap, right? There's no real family stuff all the time. But I knew that those 2 would be there for me, right? And would tell me when I'm wrong, tell me when I'm right. So it was important to be able to get those 2 guys. And then I had a list, like I kept an iPad with just a bunch of names of people I watched on the road out there recruiting, different high school coaches that I met, and just different men, right? It was like, okay, let's go back to the character because I'm trying to build a culture. And once I knew I was going to go with D.A.R.T, being detailed, accountable, relentless, and tough, it was, okay, what men fit that, right? And what men will be committed, what men are going to care, and what men can I trust? And like all three of those are action. And I got to be able to say yes to that now. And if I can't say yes to that right now at that moment for those men, then they can't work with you, right?
Yeah.
So that was big for me to be able to hire those two guys, but then to go find a bunch of men that was going to fit our culture, right? And Jeff Nixon, right? Having the opportunity of getting Jeff Nixon was big for me. It was huge to be able to get him. It was another guy that I thought I would get because we worked together, and I was thinking and going, and then the core values just didn't match, honestly, right? From everything that I believed in, and I thought he was a really good coach, and we worked together. But then when I actually started to go back through our core values, he just didn't match all of those values, and I couldn't say he would have been 100% committed to what D.A.R.T is and what that means to our kids and what that means to the program and like this community, right? Because people just look at the football team, like, if you want to come work with me, you better invest in this community, right? Syracuse is, it means a lot, right? This city, they welcome myself and my family with open arms. So like, this my city, right? This just, I feel the same way about Camden. You know, Camden will always be like special in my heart and where I am and where I'm from, but Camden and Syracuse means a lot to me, right? This is the first place I got a chance to run a program, to be here. And they've been behind me and pushing and backing me 100% from the district attorney, like just a good dude, been there all the way through, just guys out in the street, just a local bum, right? A local guy that's just out there on the street that I could see and I could pull over and talk to. Oh, coach, it's you here. You go, a couple of hours, man, be safe, right? So it means a lot to me that way.
That's cool. What was the process like of actually getting the job and going through the interview process? You know, actually the moment where they told you, hey, you're going to be the head coach at Syracuse, and what was that like?
Well, in the beginning, I wasn't even in the race. Like, people were just saying it because they wanted me to do it, but the AD wasn't thinking about me, wanted a former head coach. And my mindset was like, why you want a former loser? Right? Like, that's just how I was thinking about it. Like, why you want somebody that was losing, right? It's not like somebody walked away on top like Nick Saban, right? So, like, why you want a guy that was losing? Like, why don't you go with somebody else? Because, like, people don't usually change their ways, right? They kind of say, oh, I'm going to do it this way this time, but they can't stick to that. You are who you are. And for me, it was like, my agent and myself, Jimmy Sexton, shout out to him, and some different people that I talked to that we got to meet with here. Honestly, Carmelo Anthony, just different people that said they're going to vouch for my name, but my agent was like, hey, we decided that I call. And we was like, yo, how about we call? I want to talk to him myself, right? And then I just got the call and I talked to John Wildhack and he didn't pick up. I texted him, this Fran Brown, I know you're hearing a lot about me, but the best way to find out about me is through me. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me tell you who I am. And I said, I just need 10 minutes and then I won't waste your time. And that 10 minutes went for like a half hour, and then we were supposed to speak on Thanksgiving night. He asked, could I speak Thanksgiving night? I think he was trying me to see if I was going to do it.
On Thanksgiving?
And I'm like, yeah, right? I'm
course.
like, yeah, whatever. And then he's like, let's go about 8:39, right in the midst of like the family time. And I was like, cool. And we was on there for like almost 2 hours. And he ended up talking to my wife and my daughter and just everybody. And then, you know, I talked to the search firm right afterwards, Bob Bodine, and they told me come in for an interview. And when I hung up and they told me I was getting an interview, so I'm getting a job.
Yeah,
like,
it's over.
They gave me a shot. I didn't care. And I was seeing the names of who they was telling me. And Aaron was laughing like, hey, this guy's been a good coach though this week. I was like, man, you ain't got to tell me nothing about none of them. None of them could beat me, right? And that's like my mindset. They're not going to outwork me. So I'm not worrying about who else is going for the job. I'm going to prove myself right? And that was my mindset, my main thing I wanted to be able to do.
Yeah. What was the actual moment where they told you you were getting the job?
On Monday. He was supposed to wait. I wasn't supposed to find out Monday. So when they called me Monday and told I was waiting to Tuesday. When they called me Monday and said it, I was just like, the search firm called and they said, hey, you're going to be the head coach. And I was like, you for real? And he was like, yeah. And he said, how you feel? I was like, good. I was like, you mind praying with me? I was like, I just want to pray. I just want to like make sure it's right. I wanted to cry, but I was in the hallway at Georgia, and I didn't want to have everybody in my business, and I wanted to make sure I got to tell Kirby first, and he told me. Then I just called my wife, and I was in my office, and I was like, yo, they just said, like, we got the job, T, and I couldn't believe it. And she was like, are you for real? I was like, yeah. She was hollering, she was happy, and then I was like, we got to show them who we are. We got to do it right? Yeah. And then me and her prayed. And, you know, we got to pray and just like, we're going to do this the right way. And it was pretty cool. That was just like, that was the whole base of it, right? It was like they told me, and it was more prayer than it was like, oh, I'm hyped. It was just like, I was just thankful because I know how much I was asking God for the opportunity and saying all the stuff that I would do. And then it was me telling him, I'm not gonna let you down, God. Like, watch what I do, watch where I'm at, and I'm gonna just keep pushing, and I'm gonna do it the right way. I'm gonna do it the way I told you I would do it if I got the chance, and I know you know that I'm ready now, right? Yeah. So, I mean, that's what it was, honestly.
Yeah, my favorite part of that story is when you want something, the people who get it usually are the ones who go make it happen. Like, if you wouldn't have sent that text to the AD,
if I ain't talked to him,
you would have never gotten it, right?
Nah, he would have hired somebody else. Because some of the people didn't want me to have a job.
Like, you willed the thing to happen.
Yeah, they just kept pushing, right? Just like life, right? When you want something to happen, faith and hard work. And I tell our players, like, it's kind of who I am, what I'm about, and it's been myself, been who I've been my entire life, right? Just work extremely hard, because hard work gets you respect, right? So it's kind of what it's been.
You had all the success in year one, which has been well documented, but was there any moment as a first-time head coach that was harder than you expected?
Yeah, just the first time when I got the whole team together, our first spring practice one was sloppy. And it was like, damn, like, come on now, we can't have this. And all right, you better man up, Fran, pray. And I'm praying during the practice, like as it's going on and just going through it. And then it just got better and better. And I knew what it was supposed to look like.
Yeah, you've seen it.
Yeah, because I've seen it. And I'm like, all right, this can't be this. But the players weren't used to that, right? And they like, yo, we got hit again? Yeah. Damn, we hitting again tomorrow? Like, yo, what are we doing? It's like, no, this is what it is.
We don't have pads today?
No, it's like, no, like the first, but so then as that started to go, and then we had a practice where all of the professors got to come. And our players was fighting the whole practice. So we started crabbing. Like, yo, we bear crawling. Nah, y'all want to fight? Bear crawl. I could carry it for. I was like, yo, I ain't worrying about none of the professors think. Get on the line. We just was bear crawling. I was just telling them, like, yo, I'm from Camden. If I wanted to see fights, I'll just go to the crib. Like, y'all not built like that, right? So let's stop all this. And then we ain't have a fight the rest of the year. We might have had a quick, and then they knew, let's get back because he crazy, right? What he gonna have us doing and what we don't need to do. So it was that practice, I didn't care if it was the quarterback. Like, I had Kyle crabbing, like all of them. I'm like, nah. And we was just doing it the whole practice, and that flipped our team. Yeah. Deuce and LeQuint, they had a little thing going on, and they got over that. And when those two got over that little piece that was going on, the team flipped, and it was like, okay, coach isn't gonna break. So what's up, y'all? Yeah. Let's all come together. Let's do this the right way. And I was just like, look, guys, they don't expect me to win. They don't care. So like, yo, we either gonna do this way or go. Like, because if we go 5-7, 6-6, they'll be like, wow, that's a good job for the first year, because that's what most people do. But if you guys trying to win the way I want to win, we're gonna do it this way, right? And some of the coaches even was like, this guy crazy, right?
He's not messing around.
And then I was like, yo, you crazy? Like, what are we doing? But it ended up being the best for us.
Yeah. What was the reaction from the professors watching the bear crawl practice? Did they say anything?
No, they loved it. They were all happy to come. Like, they loved it, right? They can't wait to come back this year. It was just like they loved it. So it was good with them. And then I was class checking, right? I'm around, I class check myself. So a lot of them got to see me on campus and see me, like, I'm involved, right? I'm not just a football coach. Like, when you're a coach, you're a teacher also, right? So I'm on campus. I make sure that I'm visible to not just for our players, but also for all the students on campus, right? And all the faculty and staff, just to know, like, oh, snap, he's involved in this with us. It's not just at practice and that's all he cares about. I think so many people push education, and they say that in the recruiting pitch, right? And they say that and all this, but then they're not around, right? Now you're gonna have guys trying to go out because we on here doing this. And they'll see it and they'll go, but they can't stick to it, right? That's why I start saying exactly what we're doing and where we at, because I was feeling before, I don't want to tell nobody what I do. Now I'm gonna just keep it with me, keep this, they ain't gonna know nothing. But why would I not help somebody else? Because that could help another kid at another school.
True.
So I could switch the way your coach do stuff. He could start doing things the way I do it, and then it go, right? There's a certain program in the NFL that I've seen halfway through the year, they started using, hey, we gotta be tough, we gotta be detailed, right? And I was just like, oh snap, that's cool. But I know, you seen what we was doing, so they started doing that. So it's pretty cool to see people mimic and take some of the things that you're doing, because that's what we've been doing forever, right? I'm not the first person to try to use detailed, accountable, relentless, and tough. It's just the way that I used it. But that's something that people try to do throughout. I just learned to do it on and off the field, not just at football practice. It's a way of life for us.
Well, I was going to ask you about that D.A.R.T mentality. You have it all over the place: detailed, accountable, relentless, tough. Did you know that was going to be your slogan kind of going into being a head coach, or did you kind of pick that as soon as you got the job? Where did that come from?
Just from being at Georgia. Ours was a little bit different when it came to composure, resiliency, and things of that nature. But I was just seeing and understanding and knowing I couldn't do what Coach Smart was doing, because I had to be myself, right? And I said, like, in life, as I was going through stuff, because it was going to be discipline, and I was like, but if you could be detailed, if I'm accountable, right, you relentless and you tough. And it was a little bit the other way. And as I looked at the word and I kept seeing it, because I was saying be tough, being accountable, detailed, relentless. And then as you look at it, he's like, what word did it give you? And it gave D.A.R.T. And I'm like, wow, like, thank you, God. Like D.A.R.T. D.A.R.T. is what? Hitting the bullseye. You hitting the bullseye, that's like right on time. So like, it was just like something from God that happened, and it came up before my interview. Right, so it was like before my interview, and I was just thinking and going through stuff, and it just happened that way, and it meant a lot to be able to use that.
Is there a specific moment that you had to be relentless in life?
In life?
Yeah.
I'm from Camden, New Jersey.
But is there a moment or a story where you said, like, I'm going to be a relentless human being? I
got left back as a senior in high school, so to get left back and to watch teachers, coaches, friends, half of the city, like be rooting for you to be successful. Then when they see you get left back, don't even really want to talk to you, don't got no money, like just different things going on. That was probably one of the hardest times of my life, and you had to stay in the city. I went from Camden High, and I had to go to the rival school. And I was at the rival school for a year, and just people that I grew up with who would say we was real close, and I just watched the way that they would turn their nose up to me and do other stuff. I was relentless during that time. That was motivating. It hurt. Like, it hurt bad, because that's when I started to learn that, oh, it's a cold world out here, right? Like, dang, don't nobody care. Okay, cool. But it showed me the push. It just showed me to push. It was just grind and just keep pushing and stay focused.
I bet a lot of those same people reach out now trying to
we act like we cool. I won't even tell them like that I remember. I got one, he like a cousin to me. I always tell him. So I played quarterback, and he said this to me. And he said it in front of everybody, and it was like, he thought it was a joke because I played quarterback. He told me, you better start throwing these packs, meaning start hustling, because you'll never throw another football and people like laugh. And I said, I got you. I told him a couple months ago, I said, that was motivation. Now, look what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he told me that. He just basically counted me out and told me I might as well start hustling. I might as well get out here and start doing this, because you ain't throwing balls, and everybody wanted to laugh and they wanted to look and saying all that. Now I should go buy that fucking store that they got. Like, just for you saying that, but just the things that was motivating, right, and that push.
When it came to this job, I mean, you're at Georgia, you had or were going to have a bunch of opportunities. What made the Syracuse job one that you actually wanted to take and say, I can build this program?
I said I wanted Temple, Syracuse, or Rutgers. I wanted to be in the Northeast. Greg Schiano was never leaving Rutgers until he done. I think he's a really good football coach. He's doing a hell of a job there. He's building the culture. I learned a lot of stuff from him. So as Coach Schiano did that there, you knew that, okay, not going to go to Rutgers. Coach is there. That'll do well. Temple didn't want to give me a job. They said I wasn't a good enough coach. I didn't have enough experience, and they went with someone else that didn't have experience as a coach instead of myself. And that hurt. Like, I cried when I didn't get the job. The second time it was extremely embarrassing, because first they put out that I was getting a job, and then it comes I'm not. So I'm right there. Camden, New Jersey is right next to Philly.
So I live in Philly. Philly now.
I'm from Philly. Like to me, like Philly and Camden, like we are. It's the same thing. It's like without the bridge, we'd be South Philly, right? So it's like cool. It was embarrassing and it was motivating though. But once I didn't get the job, I was blessed with the opportunity to get the chance to go down to Georgia, and Coach Smart and Muschamp and Glenn Schumann and those dudes, we interviewed for like 2 days, and everything they told me they was gonna do, they did, and everything I told them I would do, from the recruiting to the making sure I was around the players to just being a team guy, right? Being an employee on the staff that was about everything. I feel like we've all held our end of the deal, and those three, without them three, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. Yeah. You know what I mean? So they mean a lot to me. Like those guys, like I love them. There's no phone call that I won't pick up from them. Whatever they ever need, I got them. You know what I mean? They helped me, and they were men of their word. And I've worked with some guys who, when it was their time to vouch for me, they wouldn't. But now this time, everybody wanted to vouch after they see I got the Kirby stamp, right? And I'm stamped by Muschamp and them. Now they all want to, hey, I knew you could do it. No, you did. And you ain't make that call. But you did get on the phone and you told them something else, right? You did some corny stuff, which is, they know who they are. They're listening to it. Yeah, I'm talking about you, right? But
what's an interview with Kirby Smart like?
What's the interview with him?
Yeah. When you're down there for a couple of days.
It was like we did it on the phone. Oh, okay. I mean, on Zoom. Yeah. It's just football. He just knows so much. For me, I was nervous because I'm like, yo, this dude won all these natties. Like, how much football does he know? And he was just worrying about your heart, like how much you love it, how much you care, because he's willing to teach. If you want to learn, that's where you go at. Because he's going to teach you the game. He's going to teach you how to be a head coach. He'd teach you how to be a good father, a good husband, like all those things he'd do the right way, right? Yeah. I found that I didn't realize he was gonna be that like great of a family man, right? I'm thinking it was just ball all day long, like nah, he's family. When it's time to be with his family, he's locked in and he's around them. So like that part was good, but I mean the interview was just what you know, listening to them, giving them information back, going back and forth, but just really be honest. And then from a recruiting standpoint, because you're recruiting against the best of the best every day, right? And making sure that you understand and know what it takes to be, and they'll throw you scenarios to how you gonna handle with this kid. Oh, really? Okay, here's something, blah, blah, blah. Tell me how you'll recruit that. Boom, let's go this. And it's off, you gotta go right away. And I was good with all that. Like the recruiting is easy to me, right? Yeah. I mean, you see my wife up there. My wife cute as shit, right? I still got
that helps.
So the recruiting easy to me, but it was just the football and the experience of being able to get that, and then having Coach Muschamp, who done so much in one chance. Like, these dudes was, that was cool. That was good to do it.
What's the number one thing you learned during your time at Georgia?
Every day counts. Yeah. No, like every day. Like, Coach Smart treated every day like that was the most important day, and don't look forward to nothing else. And that's kind of like how I go, but man, I don't know a practice that he didn't take serious. Like, it just don't happen. I don't know a walk that didn't count. Like, you know what I mean? He had this crazy way of just, bro, man, you couldn't stop hearing my name on the microphone. We on the microphone. Fran, what the fuck are they doing, Fran? That's all you heard all day. You like, dang. And I went in there knowing, because he would tell me, I don't need you to be soft if I'm coming at you. I'm like, Coach, I don't care what you say to me. Like, growing up, you know how many times my mom would call me a dumb mother effer? You dumb mother. I thought that was my name until I was about 8. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, good. It was like, Coach, I'm good. And because he coaches the coaches hard, right? He coaches the coaches like, and he's intense about it, and he coaches you hard to see how much your players want to play for you, or where they'll be at, to see how you're building those relationships and the things that you're doing. And you just held accountable all the time. Yeah. And that was something that I learned, and that's something that I do here. Like, everyone's held accountable all times of the day. Yeah. You know, and I think that by me I was schedule oriented already, so I was always writing out my whole week. Like, I always went through 168 hours in a week. I'm gonna write my whole week out, and I locked in on my week. And I would just make sure I got my stuff done. So I kind of fit a lot of this stuff naturally because I had my own mentality. And but I was just vertical alignment. I did whatever they asked me to do. It didn't matter, whatever they wanted me to do in reference to being around my players, to coaching, to doing stuff. If it was a certain way I may have thought I was supposed to coach the DBs, that ain't what he want. What you want me to do? How to do it? I'm gonna figure out how you want it, and I'm gonna try to make it better, right?
Yeah.
And I was just always doing whatever it was that he wanted, and then try to make it better, right?
Yeah. When it comes to recruiting, I mean, you've been called the best recruiter in America by people. What do you think it is? What about your skill set allows you to be so good at recruiting? Real quick, guys, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor on this podcast, Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best way to fire on sports. I've tried all the different apps, sports books, daily fantasy. Prize Picks is the way. On Prize Picks, you're picking players instead of teams. So if you know sports like I do, you can make a bunch of money, especially with the free $50 bonus. So with code NEXTUP or the link in my description, all you gotta do is deposit $5. You get a free $50 in your account that you can use, go 10X, 100X, turn it into whatever you want. Code NEXTUP, $50 bonus, link in description. Let's go. What about your skill set allows you to be so good at recruiting?
I could listen. Yeah, I could listen to the player. I could find out who you are. I let you talk to me, and I just know who you are. And then once I listen to you, and I hear everything, I know who I am, right? So I'm not out to change to try to be you, right? I try to go to switch to be another way, and I just want to build a genuine relationship with you. Like, it has to be some substance in every relationship. Don't just go because, oh, I love such and such there. I'm going there because I want to go to this school because Jeremy Shockey went there, right? I want to go here because, like, what does that got to do with you, right? And I think that I have a lot of players that I got a chance to recruit. I got players that coached, and a lot of guys in the NFL. Like, we was going through it the other day, I didn't realize, like 40-some kids since I've been on this and coaching. But that has nothing to do with you, right? Like, how am I going to develop you? Because everyone's different, right? And you need to have your own individualized plan. And what's going to be our piece to that, right? Like, how are we going to follow through? Am I following through with you? And it doesn't start like 3 years. It's like, as soon as you hit campus, is what I told you I was going to do, am I doing it right away? I bet you be around me all the time, right? Like, we're going to hang together a lot. Like, I'm going to be around to help you get successful. And I don't think a lot of people, they don't know how to build those relationships, right? They don't know how to do that. I think I listen to coaches and they all sound the same. Hey, it's a family here. Nah, we ain't family, dog. I'm not his family. Like, we're not family. He just started working here 3 months ago. I barely know him, right? I've been recruiting you 5 months, so I know you more than him, right? So, like, coaches just instantly try to throw that to the kids and his family. Like, man, family come with time. Family come with trial and error. You have to go through things. You can't just come and, oh, it's a family here. Like, it is? Like, how? So how come you was talking to that other school last week about thinking you might want to take this other job, and why are you going back and forth with the coach to try to get another job to offer you so you can get more money to be? Family don't do that. Family just coming there to, my guys, hey, Fran, what should I get? They don't even got to come to me with that. I might already have you with a rate. Hey, yo, that's how much money I could give you. I'm going to max everybody out to the max that I can max you out. It's just what I'm gonna do. Like, you ain't gotta come to me with another job offer or do other stuff. So, like, I think my authenticity is also what helps a lot, because I ain't got time to BS or tell you, BS lies and stuff like that. I'm just gonna tell you what it is. If you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't.
What's your favorite recruiting win, and what was the toughest loss you've had in recruiting in your career?
Favorite recruiting win?
We've had a lot of big ones.
Yeah, but I'll say they was like when I was at Temple, like getting a chance to recruit at Temple, getting a chance to get Sean Chandler to come play for us at Temple. He was from our city in Camden. He got a chance to play in the National Football League. He got 5 years ago. It was like out of us and Rutgers at the time, and I was at Temple, getting him to come there. There was a lot of ones, but I don't want to really give no other schools a bunch of credit, you know what I'm saying, to be doing that. But, like, I think Connor Galvin, when I was at Baylor, Connor was going to go to a couple other schools. We was able to get him. Kalen Barnes, you know what I'm saying? Kalen was fast. He had ended up just really literally running a 10.02 100 meter, and they was thinking about him doing track, or other schools was trying to get him. We ended up getting Kalen Tyquan Underwood from Florida. When I was at Baylor, I thought that was a good one because he flipped from us to Florida. Then he flipped back to us at Baylor. And then we did that with Demetrius Samuels. That was a good one, having him here. He flipped to Florida, then he came back from Florida. So I've been getting Florida with some guys lately. We're doing that. But they're all special. Everyone has their own piece on it, right? Some of the ones are the guys who was getting Sean Bradley. Sean Bradley, who was probably going to go to Monmouth.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I got shown to come to Temple and then come there, and he ends up playing in the NFL for 4 years, right? And so it's not always beating someone else, it's saving someone's life, right? Giving them an opportunity to go to school and get a degree. A lot of my wins, honestly, it's like kids that don't come to school with me. When I call a coach up and I'm like, yo, such and such here, and then they get on the phone with them and go, like, I try to help every kid go to school.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm on the phone talking with kids all the time. My wife always mad at me, like, he's not even coming to y'all school. I'm like, I know, but nobody else gonna help him go to school.
Yeah.
So it's like some of those kids that I get to go to another school, and then you see them playing and they're doing well at other spots, and you're like, wow, I helped this kid end up going to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Division I AA school, or helping them get to another spot. And to me, like, that's really big when you can help others and you're not getting anything back in return from it, except it feels good, right? To be a part of that young man having success in his life.
Yeah. I wanted to ask more about Elijah Robinson.
Yeah.
You've known Elijah for a long time. I think he's one of the best coaches in the country and one of the best recruiters. When was it that you knew Elijah was a real one and that he could be one of the best coaches in America?
When I knew he was a real one, we grew up together, right? So he's from my city, so just from him to go as far as he's went in life and still be doing that, you gotta be real to be able to do that, because all of the circumstances that was thrown in his way and different things of that nature, he didn't allow that to dictate his outcome, and he took full advantage of every opportunity that was given to him. So he's always been very mature. You know, he's been mature since he was young. He's very quiet, but he's a thinker, right? He's intelligent, and he's a good man. He's a solid dude, right? He's a good man. He's a good father. Before he was married, just the way that he would tend to his sisters and his mom, right? And then he got with Anna, and as they got married and they got their son and they got their 3 daughters, just who they are, with like who he is as a husband and a father, and just their whole family dynamics, right? Because I got to see both of them grow up and just watch how they're doing everything. To me, they've been real since day one, since we was like little kids, right? They've been real. But then coaching, he the one that got me to really want to do it. I was coaching Little League, then I went to Temple, and we met on the middle of the field at the end of the Temple, was playing Penn State. Penn State beat Temple. This was my first year I got to coach with Adazio, and he walked in the middle of the field, and I just dapped him up, and I was like, good stuff, yo. And he was like, yeah, yo, you should keep doing this, yo. It ain't a lot of people in this that are tough, right? And he was like, you need to do it. I think you could be real successful at this. And that, I'll never forget that moment. Like, saying it now, it even make me like, he motivated me to want to go further in it, because I wasn't sure if I could do it. Yeah. And he had an injury during college, so he got a chance to get into it a little bit earlier. And he had Larry Johnson, who was a great mentor to him. That, I mean, my city, myself, we're gonna always love Larry Johnson for what he did with Elijah. You know, just kept Elijah by him, and you know, he saw him, took him as a young kid, and made sure he finished as a man. As through the process of him not being able to play anymore. And when he said that, that meant a lot to me, and he put a battery in my back to just go grind and go do it. And I always tell him that, like, I owe this to him. And then I just started seeing guys coaching, and we would talk. The next year we played there, and you know, we out together just sitting there the night before talking about stuff. And we tried to get him to come my first year at Temple under Coach Rule, and Brandon Noble came, and then Noble wanted to go be a father to his sons and them the second year, and he ended up hiring Elijah, and it was like a wrap from there. He just became the best at what he does. He cares so much. He's passionate. He a dog. Like, he a dog. Yeah.
I want to talk about all the work you've done off the field here at Syracuse, specifically with NIL and the financial literacy you're teaching your players. Why is that important to you? And can you kind of explain what you've put in place off the field?
Just the community is important to us. They're a part of us. They cheer for us. They keep everything going. And I want to make sure they know that they're not forgotten, right? When you look at our community here, you could be down the bottom of the hill and up the top of the hill, and you could be at a home where someone has full government assistance, and you could be at the top of the hill where someone's bringing in $5 million plus a month, right? And it's so close. And when it's that close, that means there's an opportunity for everyone to succeed. And with myself being who I am and where I'm from and understanding that, it's important that I educate every one of the kids in this entire community. And by them seeing myself being able to be in the position that I'm in, I give everyone hope. And I also show everyone that may not have known and thought that someone at the bottom of the hill has opportunity of really doing something this big. They get a chance to see it through me, and now they want to help even more. But now the kids at the bottom of the hill that's grinding and pushing and trying to get out, they got some hope and they can see it now. It's real. It's not just a myth, right? Like, hey, dude, will we get a chance to be Obama, right? You think, yeah, anybody could be the president, look at Obama, but they don't really get to see that all the time. So that becomes, oh man, he can't do that. He was lucky, right? Now when they get a chance to see myself every day and I'm out and I'm doing community service and I'm there and I talk to them, and now when I talk to them and I shake their hand, I sound just like their uncle. Or I sound just like their cousin. It's like, oh snap, I can make it. Like I am going to make it, right? And that I can becomes I am, and then they just start to understand the faith and the hard work, and they push. And our whole city is adapting that D.A.R.T mentality, though, right? Like everybody on it, the whole city on it. So we all pushing it. Everyone knows that it's our job to get this youth mentality up, so that way we can change our community to make it one of the best communities in the world. And I said that when I got the job, I was going to help make this community the best community in the world, and it wasn't taught. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm an action guy, and I feel like my actions are showing that. Like today we about to go out, we have to have a barbecue for our city, right? So they coming over to the park right across the street, and we have to just be out there barbecuing for them, make sure they there. We playing basketball with them and stuff like that, kickball, and just like we with our people. Like they are people, they cheering for us at the games. Like we won now, right? It's not like a mixture no more. I'm bringing this thing all together, and that's important to me. Financial literacy, man, I got an education when I went to college because I wanted to play football. So I sat in the first two rows and I did all those things that I'm demanding my players to do, but I did it just so I could be eligible for football. I didn't know that I was going to have a real life after football. I was going to the NFL. I was going to get one of them jackets. Like, that was just it, right? And it didn't go that way. So from a financial literacy standpoint, I was illiterate when it came to really understanding what to do with money, like where to go at with this. I was just trying to save regular money, right? When I had my first job, I put zero down when they talked about my business because I needed all that money, right? Not knowing, hey, they're coming to get these taxes at the end of the year too, right? So I didn't understand a lot of things. It was just so much that I didn't know and I'm uneducated on, and I want to make sure that they don't be in the same position I'm in, because I had a son, a wife, and we were still figuring it out. I had no idea, so I want to make sure that my players already know that they're equipped with all the information needed to be successful, because I don't know when they'll be a father. I don't know when they'll be a husband, and when that time comes, it's my job to have them ready. It's my job to have them understanding and knowing tough times will come. Have to make sure you're saving here. This is what the stock market's about. This is a money market. This is how we can make this money. All right, let's not buy this big dumbass chain. What we're gonna do is invest in this house right here, right? This whole little plaza here together, let's get this, and now be able to understand and know how to build those things up. So like that's kind of what I'm on when it comes to our players, because it's my job. God gave me an opportunity to be with them the next 3 to 5 years of their lives and show them what it is to become a man, and make sure I equip them to be ready for the real world that doesn't care, right? And teach them all the right things and let them know, hey, no, you got to pay taxes. Let's not try to get over, right? Let's not do it around. Let's not pull Wesley Snipes and different things of that nature that went on, right? So I'm just, I think I just have to do that. If you don't do that, like, what are we doing, right? Like, and there's a lot of dudes that don't do it and they win games. And that doesn't mean you're good. I'm not those coaches, right? I'm not hey, he's such a brainiac, X and O, and this is going to work. No, I develop men. Like, I'm here to make sure that I help develop them to be men in life, like, and to give them all the game that's needed, right? To be able to understand so they could go out there and sit in any room and be comfortable, right? And that's important to me. Like, for me, I can sit in a room with a murderer, stone cold life, And we know who he is, and I'm comfortable around him because I know who I am. And he could tell real recognize real. And then I could also go sit with Donald Trump, man. I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna be comfortable with him. And I understand and I know who I am. I just know my lane. And my lane is to help people. Like, I wanna be the help. I gotta make sure I help these young men go get right, and I gotta do it. And I'm doing all this with a pure heart, right? There's no hidden agenda. Like, yo, I want money, yeah, I want bread. Everybody want money, right? Like, yo, all that, hey, he'll coach for free, that ain't me.
You ain't doing it for free.
That, hey, yo, I do this for free, I love it so much. Nah, I'm good, dog. I ain't doing this for free. But I love football. Like, I love the game, I love to compete. Like, I love everything that comes with it. That's a lot to the game of football that you get to teach these young men that helps them in life, right? Of not quitting, of where to go and when to push, right? Like, discomfort becomes pleasure. When you really wired like that and you off a little bit, that little bit of discomfort and running, that little bit of fourth quarter challenging when we down and everybody, man, we not about to lose to them.
Yeah.
Like, where we at? Like, let's work, right? So, like, I like to make the complicated extremely simple and to make it seem like nice and sweet, and then that's where we at.
It seems like one of the themes of your life is don't let your circumstance dictate your outcome or your behavior. You agree?
Absolutely. My Uncle Charlie taught me that when I was a little kid. Yeah, my uncle told me that, and it was like, I don't care. Like, because I'm saying, well, you know, they got me. I don't care. And just, no matter what I would say, I don't care. You better man up. And my Uncle Charlie, he really shaped me to be like the man that I am in the push, but he taught me that when I was young, and I just remember that. And that'll never, something will never leave, right? I learned from Tyshawn Fogg, how you do anything is how you do everything, which is the same piece. So it's like, okay, who are you when no one's looking, right? What you gonna do? Where are you at? Or is it the same, my players will tell you the same message I'm telling you, this is faith and this is hard work. That's what we talk about all the time. I'm not straying off of that or going to, like, certain guys is looking on YouTube and they trying to find the right thing to tell their team, you a sucker. Don't do that. Just go talk to them through your heart. Like, you don't go watch YouTube and I watch this and I'm gonna show y'all what this guy, like, why you wanna play for that coach that's up there watching this and then he trying to show you what's the best? Like, yeah, I can let you see that every once in a while to hear it, but like, I mean, you're gonna hear it from me. Like, I'm gonna tell you what's needed to be told for us to go. Like, we're just gonna tell you the truth, right?
Yeah. What was it like coaching Kyle McCord for a year?
At first I was nervous.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, because I didn't want to mess up, I wanted him to play in the National Football League, and I wanted him to get every opportunity he had, because I knew him since he was a kid and getting the opportunity to do it, and I didn't want to mess up his chances of being able to play on Sunday. And I put a lot of pressure on myself when it was to coaching Kyle, right? It just meant a lot to me. I wanted to see him succeed more than anything, right? I just wanted to see him succeed, but I was nervous at first, but I could see he was nervous. And I think we both had to relax. And shit, we grew a friendship that will last forever. He is my little brother. You know, I just talked to him last night about something. Tell him I love him every time I hang up the phone with him. That's my little brother. He's a good dude, man. But I was nervous. I wanted to see him be successful. Like, it meant everything to me to see him and just all of those guys. But, you know, especially him, because he took a shot with me, right? He took half the money that somebody else wanted to give him. He took half the money and came here with a leap of faith. And I forever owe him for that. Yeah, like that meant so much to have him do that, and for who he is in South Jersey and what he done. That's loyalty, right? That's really, he's family, right? That's really family.
It was cool to see him go to Philly too.
Oh, I was hyped.
Yeah,
that's
it was
my
awesome.
favorite team. That's amazing. So that's a good deal.
I love quarterbacks, especially who have been through some shit in their career where it hasn't always been rainbows and butterflies, you know, like in Kyle, a lot of high highs, and he's also had moments that haven't been great. I mean, even think last season, like, he had that one game where he threw all those picks, comes out and then leads the nation in passing after that. Is that kind of it's the perseverance, it's the just keep battling no matter what mindset that it seems like he has?
I mean, that's his family, though. That's who they are. They're going to always persevere and go through stuff. Kyle was going through stuff family-wise, you know. People was like ill during the season a little bit. Different stuff was happening, and it just came to work, right? He made everybody work, right? It was like, we just gonna work. Like, it is what it is. Nothing I could do, and he just worked his butt off, but tough, right? He went. I mean, that game was that was bad on me. I was worrying about the wrong stuff, and then I think he kind of got caught into it, and all of a sudden, we were out of character that game, right? And then that rolled down to them, and that was on the head football coach.
Was there a moment last season, and maybe in training camp, maybe early in the season, where you thought to yourself, "We're gonna be pretty good"?
Yeah, I mean, just throughout, like through the first game, I thought when you look at last year, because everyone says it, we won 10 games. 9 of those teams played in bowl games, right? And they all had winning records, right?
Yeah.
8 of the 9 had won 7 games or whatever. So they all were good football teams. So it was like every game to us was going to be that. But after getting a chance to beat Ohio, you know, like, okay, we're going to be a pretty good team because I knew they were good. I thought their coach was one of the better coaches in the country. They ran the ball on us, and we faced some adversity in that game early on, and we were able to pull it together. And then that drive right before halftime that we were able to score, I was able to manage the clock right, along with me and Coach Nuns did that all the time. And then we got the chance to score, and then you knew, okay, we on to something special.
Yeah,
it was good for us.
How one of the biggest parts of your job in game is managing the actual flow of the game, timeouts and clock management, and when you're going to go for 2 and all that kind of stuff. 4th down. How do you make those decisions in game? Because last year was your first year having to make those decisions, right? How are you using the analytics? Are you preparing ahead of time?
I mess with the analytics, but I go on my gut, and I play math.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, what's the difference, right?
Same thing.
It's the same thing, but I go with my gut. Like, I be like, nah, I ain't doing that. We doing this. I'm not about to lose because we try that.
The book says what?
Oh man, that book ain't all the time. One of my boys, Step Pop, he told me, man, go with your gut. That analytic stuff, Fran, you better go with your gut. And I trust what he say, and I was like, yeah, I am. And he told me go with my gut, and I just always was doing that. I was like, nah, I'm going. And my gut helped me the entire time, instead of going the other ways of it. But I was going with my gut. You know, I mean, it's like, hey, the book says do this. Man, you do the book don't see what they doing on defense right now. Kick the field goal, right? The book don't see that, right? Nah, I ain't going with the book all the time. And me and my guy Aaron, I'll be cussing him out. Hey, it says right here, if it's 4th and such, you should punt. No shit, Sherlock. Right?
4th and 12.
Like, 4th and 12, punt it here, right? They go like, no, I'm not going for it. I don't care what the book says.
Yeah,
right?
That's funny. I talk a lot on this show about overcoming adversity in careers. I've had a bunch in my career. In your coaching career, can you think of a moment where you feel like you faced the most adversity, and how'd you overcome it?
When I was at Baylor, that first year we went there, we was dealing with like that, coming off of them having a scandal and all this stuff. I don't even know whatever happened with, but it was like all that, and Title IX was just coming in. Yeah. And that was like scary to me, because it was like, what the hell? I'm coming from up north. We going down here, and every other day somebody running in the office talking about, hey, this guy can't play no more. Someone's coming out saying this. Hey, this person can't do that. Someone's saying that. So it was like, it was like, when something was trying to go forward, it would just bring you back a couple more steps. Yeah. Right? And all the publicity was just bad. And it was like one of those, it's like it was the topic that you can't really share your opinion on. Because if you share your opinion on it,
it's too sensitive.
Then you hit, right? Like, you won't work again. Like, if you say something, it was like, I can't even help this kid or give him any information except, look, I got what you're telling me I have to take to them. This is what I have to do. This is my job. This is where it's at. That was pretty tough, right? And then we came and we won 1 game. So it was like, you win 1 game the whole year, and then the next year, but you knew what would happen because of you trying to do it the right way. So that was pretty tough for me. I was dealing with a lot of adversity. I felt like COVID was tough for the whole country, right? And then that football season, I'm in the house Zooming. Yeah, I just learned the defense, and now I'm trying to do it through Zooming, and it was just a lot. Like, that was tough. I don't think no one really knew what we were doing, and we was just still trying to play the game because we knew that game would keep the country close and keep everything going. So I thought that year was it was a lot of adversity just overall. And at Temple, my first year as the DB coach, it seemed like every game we went 2-10. Every game we got beat. At the end of the game, they threw a pass on my position and scored on us. Like, we be up, and here it comes. Boom. It was like Murphy's Law with the corners that year, right? Boom. They just kept dropping bombs on us and different things. And it was like, we up to the game, Blake Bortles, we about to beat UCF. like 20 seconds left. We got everything. Stay back. My guy give up a post. They come kick the field goal. We playing this. It was just like, yo, we beating UConn. We get pass interference. Or they get another play. So it's like, what the hell? We just couldn't. We just can't get right that game. Like we just couldn't get right. And then we just got better. We got Sean Chandler. That's why I told you he was one of the better
players help
recruits
a lot,
we ever got. Like we got Champ, Haas started coming along, Matakevich, Tavon Young. Just became a terror, right? And that Temple defense, and they just helped us be able to climb and get out of it.
Yeah. Last question I got for you, Coach, is what's your why? What's the reason you do what you do every day?
My wife and kids. You know, I would just say like my wife and kids and my city. You know, to make sure that I can continue to have a proud product such as myself. Being able to come from there, and I know I give hope to them, and just being here, I just want to help. Like, honestly, I want to be help to anybody. If I come in your path, I want to be able to motivate you to do better. I want to be the help. You got an issue going on, call me. Like, my why is to be there for others, right? Like, because I know I want to get everybody closer to the man above. So if you come around, like, that's our real job, right?
Yeah.
To push there, but my wife and my kids, like, I want to make sure that they just see a man that loves and cares about them, and that's putting on for our family. So that way, we know we can leave a legacy that will last for a long time, right? I see those trophies out there of the lacrosse coaches, the father and the son back to back, Coach Semp, and just seeing those two up there, and seeing Coach Swartz and Coach Tier and the statues he got. And then you look at those 3 statues of Jim Brown, Ernie Davis, and Floyd Little, and how they all got to recruit each other. And just saying, like, dang, I'm so lucky to be a part of this. So, like, my why is to make sure that I keep this S also for football, to make sure people have an opportunity of really looking at Syracuse and respect and understand and know there's a lot of history here, right? There's a lot of good players. 1959, that 87 team. Like, we got
all Dwight Freeney and
all these Hall of
McNabb
Famers all around this wall. So, my why when it comes to college football is to make sure that they respect the Syracuse.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I'm really coaching and do everything the right way every day with a passion, because Syracuse plays football a certain way and it needs to be respected. My why for my name is my wife and kids. And that means a lot. Camden, New Jersey. So, you know, it's strictly my family, my city, and in college football, we're going to put some respect on Syracuse to make sure that I leave this program when I happen to retire, whenever that comes, way better than I found it.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Well, you've certainly put Syracuse back on the map in the last year or so you've been here. So congrats on all your success, Coach. I'm excited to see you keep leading this program, and love who you are as a man, as a coach, and excited to follow you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you. Next up.